just thought they were really solid efforts defensively. Obviously Metro creates real issues with the way they offensive rebound. I thought particularly Ethan Richardson, and really it's the whole team effort, doubling down on him and rebounding situations to keep them off the glass. They obviously got some late, but we were able to do a good job most of the game and build the lead. And then Christian is the most improved team in the country, I feel confident saying. I think they were 40 points better this time than they were last time. The transfers have helped them, and then they're just really well coached, very good offensive system, and then they're just feeling it right now at every open shot they make. And so I really felt like it was probably our best effort of the year at both ends. We had a few breakdowns at each end at stages of the game, but overall it was a very solid effort, and feel really good about 3 road trips in a row. Being able to sweep has been fantastic. So.
And then looking ahead to this weekend, obviously Lions game is now canceled, or postponed, I should say. That game's going to be played on February 8th. We talked to the media members here about that a little bit. But just looking ahead to Regis on Saturday now, what do you know about them? What can you say about them?
Well, we've had just incredible games the last 2 years. I mean, every game has come down right to the end with some crazy outcomes. I mean, last year Skinner at their place, we were down whatever it was, like 30 points or something. He brought us back single-handedly and then fouled out on a tough call, or we probably would have won that. But and every game has come down to it. So, we anticipate a highly competitive game, 2 very similar systems. They're very athletic. They have skilled guard play. And so, it'll be a real challenge for us to be able to, keep this string going.
Questions?
So obviously the disappointment, you guys are looking forward to playing Mines this weekend. Just things happen, but it's kind of a little bit of a letdown, anticipation and.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for me personally, Georgie can speak to this more from a player's perspective. I think everything is so uncertain this year. It's like I'm just excited when we get to do something rather than being down when I'm tired of being down when something doesn't work out. I mean, that's COVID, right? So I've just been really excited every time we get through testing and the other teams do and we get to play. And for us, it's worked out as well as anybody in the league this year so far. And so, you just got to just keep getting better as a team and take the opportunities you get. And, we're two games away from being enough to qualify for the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament. And we're 9-0, and so we've got a lot of positives going, so just keep trying to get better.
Georgie, the guys just, it happens, and you just get ready for the next game?
Yeah, all you can do is just look forward, Like, you can't overlook any team, like we played a tight game with Christian, and we're the number 8 ranked team in the country, and they're not ranked. So, you just can't overlook anyone. Just like Regis, you got to look forward to Regis, prepare for him, and go out there and do our best, just like every game.
Your role this year, you don't have to run the point as much right now because now, especially with Blaze back, it just looks like it's kind of opened you up, and you're a lot more comfortable in what you can do. Kind of open things up a little bit more for you.
Yeah, especially coming back from that Black Hills trip, getting a good week of practice, and then getting another good week of practice. I just really built up my confidence, and then coaches been giving me a lot of compliments after practice, it's really helping me out. And then those other guys are just, all the young guys are looking up to me, I'm doing my best to try to lead them and not let them down.
So what is different from last year? One, you're used to the system, obviously. Did that make even a bigger difference than sliding over?
I would say the biggest difference is kind of like losing like Skin and Tommy, the seniors who are kind of like the, main leaders on the team, and I kind of had to fill that role. And so that's probably been the biggest thing for me, is just trying to be a role model for these guys and just step into that leadership role and lead this team.
Kind of fun being the guy cutting instead of the guy waiting for
Yeah.
the cut.
So I guess for more physically for you and strategy-wise for you, does it affect only having one game in a weekend leading up to it, to the prep, as opposed to having 2?
Oh, yeah. Whenever you play a doubleheader, especially on the road, that second night is your legs are tired. You don't got as much wind as you did that first game. So playing one game is definitely going to help us out, going into that next weekend.
Yeah, I just think there's a cumulative effect to the RMAC schedule, and if you're getting off sleep cycles and you're playing in those double headers and you're traveling, like it just has this impact as the season goes on. And so I honestly feel like, having some of these games where we've been fortunate we've been able to play every weekend. We're not having open weekends like some teams have. But having one less game, I think physically will help us stay in shape without getting worn down as the season progresses. We're able to give them a super light day today. We were able to do that 2 weeks ago, right? And so, those extra days I do think pay dividends down the road and still being able to maintain conditioning.
Georgie, you mentioned not looking ahead. How hard is that knowing that Mines is kind of looming there, and then of course you guys are in the top 10 every week?
I mean, it's kind of tough. We're all looking forward to play them. They got that #1 tag on them, so you kind of want to play them so you can measure yourself. It's like that measuring block for us, because we think we're really good and we want to, they're ranked #1. We want to see how we compare to them. And, we're just going to have to wait for it now. That's all we could do. It just gives us more time to get better in practice.
Yeah, for both you guys, number 8's the highest this program's ever been ranked in the history of the program. You just mentioned looking at Mines as being, wanting to measure up to what they're at with #1. How do you go into each week with the target on your back, knowing that you're a highly ranked team, and Regis is going to be gunning for you this weekend? Next week it's going to be Western and Fort Lewis. How do you guys prepare for that?
It's kind of like how I said, we just got to look forward. Like, we can't pay attention to Mines so much, just because they're ranked. Just because, we're going to get every team's best game. Just like you said, we have that number 8 mark on us too, so teams are going to want to take us out. So, yeah, we're getting everyone's best game, and we got to be prepared for that.
Yeah, just to add to that, I just feel like, it only builds us stronger if we go about it the right way. All these are tests that are kind of fortifying us for March, and that's the goal. And I think the more expectations are placed on us, the more people are gunning for us, and we know that, and we embrace that. I just think it gets us better for March, and, because everything's riding on that time of year. And so to have more riding in the regular season and feeling that intensity and that pressure just makes us that much better.
Well, really, this is, it's new being ranked so high, but this group is new. So, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, well, this is what we expected. That's got to help going down. Like you said, it's been so long since some of these freshmen have lost a game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the freshmen just don't know any better. Like, honestly, they're just like, oh yeah, 8th ranked team, okay, sure, and then the Fresno guys all have really high expectations because they're used to playing at a championship level, and so, and then we do have a lot of guys that really won at a high level in high school. So this is just what they do, and so that's the value of having winners in your program.
A bit of an ignorant question. This is only my second year covering RMAC basketball. What does it say about RMAC basketball right now?
I think that it's well respected nationally, and so when you have teams that are having good years, people know that they're good teams. And so I think that a lot of the ranking has to do with the fact that the RMAC's well respected, and we won the conference tournament last year, and then we're 9-0, and so I do think it speaks nationally to the quality of play in our league.
Georgie, you have to try to go into each game not worrying about, okay, we got to win so we stay undefeated. You just try to forget about all that? Or
Yeah, before the game, we kind of, get in the huddle and tell each other, like, we know we're going to get everyone's best game. Like, don't worry about the score. Don't worry about the record. Just go out there and play our game, and everything will fall into place.
Well, yeah, early on, you guys kind of had a habit of falling into a little bit of a hole, battling back, and then it kind of started to turn a little bit. You're punching first, it looks like.
Yeah, that just comes with how young our team is. Those guys still got to get. We're only 9 games into the season. Those guys still aren't really used to college basketball yet, and but they're moving on quickly and getting there.
All right, question of the week.
Okay, if you could have a walkout song when you're introduced, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
You got the stumper this week.
I did have a stumper.
Everyone's got
I'll let him I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm a big fan of Mumford & Sons, so I would just enjoy the song, but I have no reason why other than that. So I'm just going to go there. So
I would just go, I would say my buddy Hayden, he's famous now from my hometown, so I'll go his song called Costa Rica.